Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Total War Attila Saxon Shore Let's Play. So, I asked you guys in the last episode to help me decide whether we should just go after the Picts, or if we should sort of, wait and try to be patient. And the consensus was more or less, fuck it, let's just go after him. So that's what we're going to do. To that end, I'm going to build up this army a bit more. I think that it's going to be worth investing in some expensive, higher quality troops, because this, again, is going to be a very aggressive push by us. We're striking out into enemy territory. We're going to be pushing through this hostile area to get to the Picts, and of course we'll have to defeat them once we get there. So I think it's going to be worth taking some of these really expensive Nordic Axe Warband. They're almost 300 gold per turn, but I think it'll be worth it. They are the best infantry that we can get, so in this case I think it'll be worth bringing them along. And then I think some Saxon mounted warband would be useful as well. These are a little bit more durable than the mounted raiders we have. The mounted raiders, of course, are faster and they can skirmish. These guys are going to be able to fight in sustained combat a little bit better. They also have skirmishing weapons too, so they're pretty versatile. So in that regard, they're going to take a while, though. That's unfortunate, actually. I wonder if these guys... Let's see if they're any faster. Because these are also melee cavalry. It's going to take 2 turns regardless. Is there anything I can train in 1 turn? No, there's not. Huh. Well, I'm wondering then, is there... there is some mercenaries, so I could potentially hire them rather than recruiting them. Also, I could do the same with these guys rather than, I think that's going to be the play I make here. So let's train 2 of those, and then on the next turn, I'm going to hire those 2 lancers. I'm going to wait because I'd rather, and actually, you know what I should do? Hold on. Sorry this is taking so long, but I'm trying to be very efficient about this. Going to move them out to here so that we are at the furthest point we can possibly be and still recruit. I'm going to fortify here, and then we are going to recruit those 2 units, and then I will go ahead on the next turn and hire those 2 mercenary lancers, and then we'll attack, or we'll start pushing toward attacking. I still have some money left, so let's see if we can't make use of it. Squalor, again, is a big issue for us, and so we're going to have to try to work around that. We are doing everything we can to push our growth up so that we can unlock this tile sooner rather than later. Once we have that, we'll basically prioritize building sanitation buildings, and that should resolve our issues. Until then, though, squalor will remain an issue. So not a lot I can do about it there until that happens. I don't think there's any more agents that we can recruit. Yeah, we already have our 2 priests out in the field. You are rushing some spears up to my other army here, but you're already tapped for movement for now, so that's fine. Hengist is holding the line right here. Is there any local troops that might be worth it? I think we already looked at this, and the Nordic brigands were a little bit more to my liking. So you're going to stay right there. I will eventually disband 2 Nordic levies in favor of... actually, I'll probably disband the Saxon spears because they're a little bit more expensive. Although, one could argue they're a little bit better. I don't know. I'll get rid of 2 units in favor of these 2 and then disband him. And then we'll attack Tusis. In fact, we could probably attack it right now. Let's see. Do you have enough movement to get there, I guess is the question. You do. No, what am I saying? Why do I keep thinking I can attack Tusis? We can't. That's the whole reason we're sending the other army out. And I seem to keep forgetting that for some reason. So you're going to stay fortified until that is an option. In the meantime, let's jump into our faction thing here. You could make the argument that, we could, of course, attack Tusis and just not capture it or subjugate them yet. We could sack it, loot it, whatever. The thing, though, is the more I attack the Picts, the worse our relations with them are going to be. Military actions against them and all that. So if I'm not careful and I just continually attack them over and over again, Eventually, I'm going to drive those relations so low that it'll be nearly impossible to recover them once they become our subjects. So I don't think it's worth doing that. Hengist, right, we decided it's not worth trying to find you a wife. I would like to make you a tribal chief or a warlord or something, but that's not going to be an option as of right now. Everybody's loyalty is sufficient, so I don't think there's much happening for us here. Let's jump into diplomacy before we end this turn, and that's still improving. Can we get that any higher? Not through a trade agreement. I can throw a gift their way, and I think I will. And that'll boost us potentially all the way to 0. Probably won't get that far, but we'll see. The Danes, you know, as usual, aren't going to trade with me, but I'll keep throwing the offer out there just in case. And what else? Hispania. Relations with them are actually improving pretty rapidly. I am at war with both factions that they're at war with, so I actually would not mind a trade agreement with them.
Welcome.
Low, interesting. On the next turn, we'll probably be able to get it because our relations with them are skyrocketing. Non-aggression pact, also low. We'll check back on the next turn. We might be able to pull that one off. And the Thuringians, I am not going to bother forming any sort of relationship with. My hope is that I can get the Franks to conquer them over here, and the Alamans or the Langobards to defeat them over there. Although the Langobards are nomads now, that's kind of concerning. Oh right, they're sort of my enemies at this point. Maybe I can get them to... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I might try to give the Langobards some land or something. Not my land, but I'll try to get them set up somewhere. And make them a puppet of ours too or something. We'll see. But yeah, that'll be our turn. Okay, so disease is continuing to spread. That'll, you know, constantly be an issue, but nothing we can really do about it right now. Let's see. That sucks. It's actually not the worst thing that could have happened, but we are going to lose some money out of that, which is lame. But he was selling, what do you call it? I'm blanking on the word. Counterfeit holy relics and stuff, so I don't feel that bad. Roman separatists are at war with the Huns. That doesn't really affect me at all. Let's see. Hispania has converted to Latin Christianity. We've encountered the Ostrogoths, and other stuff is done building. Alright, so can you levy anything? Nothing new. Nothing new. Oh wow, they have a full stack there. It's probably a bunch of trash units, but still, numbers can count for something. Let's see. If I were to go about recruiting you guys, it would only be a single turn now, so I think I'll go ahead and wait. It's going to cost me a lot more to hire those mercenaries than it is to train you guys, so one more turn won't kill us, and it is winter anyways, so we would be suffering attrition if we moved. So I think this is the smarter play. We're getting slightly worse units, but for a far better price, and I don't think it will matter too much. Although these units are more versatile, so I don't know if calling them worse is fair. The Lancers hit harder, and I think they have better armor, but they don't fight as well in sustained combat. Let's see, that is still going. God, this pestilence is killing us here. Really only in terms of public order, though. The wealth, minus 1% is not that big a deal. I can live with that. I really need to get this opened up. Unfortunately, these don't give us growth. If the farmland buildings or the agricultural buildings gave us growth, I would just, you know, level them up like crazy. Go ahead and add more squalor. I don't really care about that. And just, you know, try to build up enough growth to where we shoot up to 7 and then unlock that. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Let's see. Nothing really doing over here. You need to deliver your cargo up to there. and then we'll just disband this whole army. So, I'll swap these two for those two. And then this whole thing is getting disbanded. Wait, no, you gotta go too. There you go. And now we have the Nordic Spearmen here. Again, these guys are better than the Nordic Levies because they have chainmail. So they're a lot more durable. Although their stats don't really reflect that. Their melee defense is 10 points better and their armor is 7. They're actually worse at attacking, so honestly they're not as much of an upgrade as one might think. But they do have the ability to form spear walls, which the Levies did not. But the Saxon spears did. All of these units will end up getting replaced by pikes at the first opportunity, but until then, we don't have access to those, so they're just going to sort of stay as is. Down here, you guys have done all you can do. This army is slowly being trained up. Is there anything... You know what, I'm not going to worry about it right now. You're sort of secondary at the moment. Let's see. You're on your way home. You are, I believe, the general of that army I'm currently commanding. Or upgrading, excuse me. You're the general of the smaller army, I think, or vice versa, either way. Those are two generals in the south. This is our governor. King is our other governor. And Hengist is our general in the north. And it doesn't look like anybody is capable of taking office right now, which is a shame, but nothing I can do about that. So in diplomacy, let's see if we can get them to accept the trade agreement yet. No. I'll have to throw some more money at them. Our money's not going very far. It was supposed to take us from -15 to 0. And you can see that it got us to -10 on that last turn, but it's only going to get us to -7 on the next one. So I'll have to throw another gift their way. And that should take us a little bit beyond 0, but again, it won't get that far. It'll probably get us to like -4 or 5, and then maybe on the next turn to 0, but we'll keep trying. Danes, our relations with them continue to improve, so I'm going to keep trying for a trade agreement until we get it. The Geats, relations with them continue to sour, and that is concerning because they're pretty powerful. They are pretty powerful. Hispania, relations with them are still improving. Let's go for that trade agreement now. Still low. Interesting. They've got a lot to gain from this. They would potentially get lead and iron, which they don't have access to. And they would still make some money on their own. But they're not having it. No interest in a non-aggression pact either. Let's see, the Utes. You know what would be kind of cool is if we could maybe subjugate one of these smaller, like, Roman upstart factions. Because, how do the Utes have territory all the way down there? If we could subjugate a Roman upstart faction, we could levy Roman troops into our armies, and that would be a pretty nice little boost to have. Especially since Roman troops in our armies could potentially be made to have immunity to winter attrition, which is something that Roman armies normally can't do. So we could potentially build like really overpowered Roman stacks by doing that. Let's see, the Ostrogoths. They like us. I will offer them a non-aggression pact, at the very least. They're going to reject. I'm not sure why. They like us. Pretty decent amount, but it looks like diplomacy's not going to get us anywhere this turn, so we'll leave it be. And I guess we'll just wait to see what happens in the next turn. We know for sure we'll be striking out into Gaul, and pretty much that is it. So let's find out. Okay, so our technology is finished. We've developed Sacred King, and that's going to allow us to start building warlords holds as well as chieftains holds. We'll also get +3 wealth from all of our cultural buildings. +3% wealth, that is. Let's see. One of our generals is leveled up. We'll take care of that in a second. Horza is returned to duty after being disbanded. And we've encountered Frankish separatists. We'll have to look into that because the Franks were supposed to be sort of our allies, and if they're falling apart, that's not a great sign. Let's see. Nordic brigades instead of bands. There's so many freaking, like, Nordic Brigade, Nordic Brigands, Nordic Band, Nordic Warband. They need to mix it up with the names for the Nordic troops a bit. Let's see. Siege holdout time increased. We can also build carpenters. I'm kind of tempted to just knock out this quick one, even though basket weavers and lime makers aren't really going to get me anywhere. It will lower the construction costs for industrial buildings, which I guess is the only real benefit we'll reap from that. Public order continues to increase here despite growing sanitation issues. You leveled up just in time to start your campaign, so I guess that's good. Let's see. I think that will help. Yeah. Not gonna help. No, no. That could help, I suppose. I'll have to see if any of those will benefit any of my other leaders, such as governors, because some of them will give us public order bonuses, which would be very useful. I think I'm going to take the melee defense. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're ready to begin our campaign. Let's go ahead and push on into this territory here. The Thuringians aren't going to be pleased with us trespassing, but I don't really care, if I'm being honest. So, what is going to be the most efficient way for you guys to get to here? That's all I really care about. Apparently that will be, and it's going to take us several turns, actually. I would consider force marching here. It's actually not going to get me really any further. My concern was if I pushed up to here, that might leave me within the attack range of these rebels who are at war with me and might consider taking a cheap shot at me given the opportunity. It looks like the Allemans are pushing in to take this. I was kind of hoping the Franks would conquer this area and, you know, basically have what you would consider modern France, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The Franks are kind of falling apart on me here. Let's see. They did have some rebels, but I think that was up here. Yeah, so there they are. And, I mean, honestly, if the rebels take Flevum, I don't really care. I was kind of hoping the Franks would have lost that to the Langobards. But we'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, I'm reluctant to recruit any more troops into this army because I don't need them. And I think we already checked that, yeah. I was really hoping that this would go faster, but it looks like it's going to be a slog through all these forests. Anything here? You have enough influence for promotion. None of those are going to benefit a governor, though, so you're probably just going to stay where you are. You guys don't have any influence. You have a bit, but not enough for a position yet. Same with you, you're just short. So nothing doing there. Let's jump into our diplomacy, and will you guys trade with me yet? Wow, we got like 3. I thought we would have gotten at least to -5, but no. We only got to -7 there. Still not having a trade agreement. What if I throw a bunch of cash at them rather than doing it as a gift? Because this, a sustained trade agreement will boost relations faster than constantly throwing money at them. It's just a matter of, do I have enough to convince them? No, I don't. So, nope. Why did I click that? Throw another gift their way. Wasting a lot of money on this, but it will eventually be worth it. Hopefully this gets us... I don't know where it'll get us, but we seem to be running into diminishing returns at this point, which is a shame. That's not going to work. Still deteriorating there, although not as bad, so that's good, I suppose. Hispania. Anything? Oh, we were close. Let's see. I do have a bit of money I can offer up. I'll see if 510 will be enough. No. Let's see. 6. No. Come on, work with me here. How about 9? Wait, what the hell was that? No, trade agreement and then offer the money. Still no. Okay, I'm not going to offer more than that. How about a non-aggression pact, though? Still no. Okay, well, we tried. Ostrogoths, still deteriorating. That's a shame. Will you guys accept any sort of... They might take a military access. No. What else? Defensive alliance? No. Non-aggression pact. They weren't having it before, but it's worth offering again. No. I'll see if they're willing to accept with a bit of cash. Accepted. Okay. So we got the non-aggression pact with them. That should, yeah, improve our relations a bit. We may be able to turn that into a defensive alliance even. We'll see. But at least we're on their good side now. And that appears to be it. So let's go ahead and advance and see if we can squeeze in one more turn here. Okay, so let's keep our army moving here. The rebels here just defeated something. I'm not sure what it was. But it looks like the Alamans are pressing them pretty hard. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to move as far as I can. Between the two of them, even if both armies attack me, we should be able to win that. I'd prefer to just avoid it completely, though, because this is my main target. So we'll see what they do. I don't think they'll mess with me. I think they're more concerned with their lone province getting taken. The Alamans seem to mean business, though. They are going after those guys. And they've taken territory here as well. I'm going to see if maybe I can eventually turn them against the Geats and have them conquer that way. I do need to keep an eye on the Lombards, because, or excuse me, the Langobards, because they are growing pretty quickly for a nomadic tribe, and that is concerning. So we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, we are almost to 5 population surplus there, so you know, we'll see if we can build that up. That is worth doing, I think, if I can afford the food hit, which I can. It's minus 30, the difference that is, you know, 20 to 50. For an additional 3 public order, an additional 200 wealth from culture, plus the percentage bonuses we've accumulated on top of that, it will allow me to finally recruit champions, which is something that would be very helpful. And we will be able to recruit Hearthguard, which are elite infantry. So I think I'm going to tentatively do that, but I might have to cancel it if I need that money for something more important. We'll see, though. With you guys... That is nearly done. I need to boost as much growth as I possibly can, so when this is done, I'll need to upgrade it to the 2nd tier as soon as I can. Same goes for this. That's actually more beneficial than, or as beneficial as both of these being upgraded, so that's something I should prioritize. But yeah, we need as much growth as possible, because again, we're trying to rush to unlock these tiles, and that's difficult to do. But we'll do what we can. You guys are just going to hang out there as per usual. And you've already moved. So I think I have to go that way. I could go through here. I don't know if that's a great idea, though. We'll see. Maybe by the time our next turn comes around, they will already have won this, and I can just kind of skate right through. I think I have military access with them as well, so it won't really hurt me in doing that. Whereas, you know, dancing around in the Thuringians' territory is going to make them really pissed at me. Nothing, nothing, nothing. You are ready for a promotion or a demotion. I can't really afford you to lose public order, though. So you know what, you're fine as is. I don't like him having that much influence to spend. But I want him to be a judge. I don't want him to be anything else. So I kind of just have to let it be. Alright. So let's see here. Caledonians. We got up to -5, so that only really... That gift only benefited us by like 2.
The gods will have me listen to you.
I don't have any money to throw at them this turn, so it's just going to have to wait. We are military allies with the Alamans, so that is good. Why they went after the Western Roman rebels, despite me giving them directions to do otherwise, is beyond me. Like, they finally mobilized, they just mobilized against the wrong target. That's kind of frustrating. But we are allies with them. Relations are falling off pretty quickly. They don't like that we have all these treaties with other factions. The thing, though, is, you know, those factions, well, the Caledonians, anyway, were conquered by us, and so they're not enemies anymore. Huh. But whatever. It can't be helped. I'll have to do something else to boost relations with them as soon as I can.
We also need good food.
Let's see. No, they don't have any wars that we aren't involved in. The Franks deteriorating as well. We still haven't gotten this to a military alliance, and I'd like to do that. You know what? I will join your war against them if you... Oh, it's only moderate. If you give me a military alliance, I'll do it. Okay, that works. So we got our military alliance with them finally. Now we can issue war targets and stuff. I would really like for them to attack this. Will you join my war against the Picts? Probably not, no. Okay, that's a shame. Nothing doing there. Hispania, will you finally work with me? No. How about non-aggression pact? No. Okay. Interesting. We have pretty good relations with them. They're just not willing to budge on that front. The Utes are going to be a problem for us moving forward because they are allies with the Geats as well, who are shaping up to be our next big enemy. So I don't know how that'll play out. Ostrogoths, will you give me like a defensive alliance? Perhaps? No? Military access? Perhaps? Yes. Okay. We might be able to parlay that into a defensive alliance later, so we'll just kind of let that marinate for a bit. And I think that's all we're going to be able to do for this episode. Our army is on the move. Again, we're going to ignore this and let it fall to the Alamans, although, again, I would have liked the Franks to take it instead. But it looks like the Alamans are going to be our main allies here. What else? Argentoratum is going to get basically burnt to the ground, hopefully in the next episode. My priest has finally arrived in Visantio and is hopefully converting that over. I mean, they are Christians at least, so I don't know if it's going to be worth converting them all the way over. And then we have a priest here as well trying to convert them, but we'll see how that goes. It looks like Flevum's probably going to fall. There's nobody there to defend it, and there is 2 hostile armies in the vicinity. So we'll see what they decide to do. What else? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're going to need to deal with the Abdanians at some point as well, but that's going to be harder to do because I'll have to send somebody way, way south to go deal with that, and I would rather not have to do it myself. So if we can get the Franks to maybe do that for us, that would be great. Or even the Utes who are already down there, but I don't want the Utes to get any more powerful than they already are. So we'll see. The Franks aren't too far off. If I help them defeat the Gauls, or if I subjugate the Gauls or something, that could resolve that issue. But, you know, we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Total War Attila with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.